Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Braden, Tim, Second Legacy. You are amazing. And we've got to talk about something. Biden and Harris have some new toys. They're going to release some new gun control executive actions right on our heads just in time for the election. Who is not excited? I know that me and Tim are. Of course, we're excited to be pissed. Now, of course, everything's going to be linked in the description. So let us know what you think. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Tim, what are they up to now? These people and their shenanigans, it's like a month out, man. We can't just let well enough alone. Good Lord.
So is this an executive order or an executive action?
That is a fine distinction, sir. This is an executive action, almost like it's recommendations and requests meant to bolster support for a presidential candidate.
So basically it's a big bag of nothing, but it certainly sounds like they're trying to do something.
But it's fancy schmancy.
To try to bolster somebody's numbers in the polls. Okay.
Yes. No.
Politics.
Dude, exactly. But don't worry, Tim. Wait until I show you what they're making these big, broad, sweeping announcements on, because this is where the sweet spot's at. There's actually something concerning later on, but I'm going to start with mockery because these people just suck.
They're so deserving. Yeah.
They need it. They needed to just be right in the world. This is number one. Biden and Harris to roll out new executive actions could pick up on guns. The policies would address school shooting drills and machine gun devices. Wait a minute. Machine gun devices, Tim. It's a good thing those are legal, and we really need to curtail all the proliferation of. Wait a minute.
Yeah. So they're gonna make an illegal item more illegal.
The double illegal.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe they're going to increase punishments or something. They're going to take the NFA and take that 10-year prison sentence and double it.
Maybe it's 250,000 goes to 500,000. Little fine ski.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe they're going to announce plans to basically go after companies like Amazon that sell Glock switches. Maybe they're going to try that angle, or
it's a good angle.
Or 3D printers. Maybe they're going to go after 3D printer companies.
No, I think there is some of that in there. In fact, let's get into this. There's little bits and pieces of just whatever they could grab and throw against the wall for Kamala Harris to get a talking point for her presidential campaign. Here's number two. As you can see, guys, this is breaking this morning at 5 a.m. on the dot. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris announced new executive actions on Thursday to address gun violence. An election year move that builds the president's legacy on the issue and provides Harris with a fresh opportunity to highlight her leadership as vice president. Almost like she needs something to talk about around policy for her presidential campaign.
There was a random act of journalism there. They threw in that in election year. You called that out there. Yeah, it's like, quick, dial that back. I didn't mean that could be interpreted as the truth.
Right, exactly. We can't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not using our gun rights and the, people's rights and the Bill of Rights to infringe and attack in order to get yourself bona fides to your left.
Here's what I don't understand about the left. I just saw a tweet from a gun grabber leftist on X, and they always... I don't understand why they treat firearms differently than everything else, right?
Well, because they're more dangerous, obviously.
This person made a post saying it was something that was outside of a church that was on the marquee that said basically, don't mess with other people's rights. It's an ungodly thing to do. And I'm paraphrasing.
Of course.
But they're calling abortion a right, and it's not a right. But yet when we have an actual right that's protected and enshrined in the Bill of Rights,
it's that second one.
We can attack that one. Those rights, you need to give those up. But these fabricated rights, the right to kill your unborn child, we need to protect that right. Even though it's not really a right, we need to enshrine it and codify Roe and make it a right. But your actual rights, those are a problem, folks.
But Tim, you bring up an interesting point. Yeah, you do. Did you know, Tim, and beautiful people of the Second Legacy, that the exact same process to repeal an amendment to make something like, a right is just as difficult to add one? So that would be kind of weird, wouldn't it? Because they can't add an amendment because they don't have 2/3 of the states, 2/3 of the Congress, the Senate. How are they going to do that? It's kind of weird.
Did I butcher that one? So actually what the marquee said was, new commandment, thou shalt not use your religion to take away other people's rights. That was, yeah.
Well, that was a little...
Yeah, boy, talk about paraphrasing. But here...
I mean, you did say you were paraphrasing.
I did. I knew I was screwing it up. But still, that kind of goes to my point. Anyway, so I sent that over.
I appreciate that. I see that. Yeah. It's very good.
I'm so dutiful.
Man.
This is not a professional operation, folks. Okay, so anyway, back to infringing on our rights and executive actions.
Yes, executive actions. Yeah. All right, let's just get back to this because you mentioned 3D printers. It's a good valid point.
Yeah.
Here's number 3. These are the things during the White House event, because you know how they love those events. During a White House event Thursday, Biden is expected to sign. Wouldn't it be funny if you walked in? He's like, I'm not doing it.
Yep, not today, folks.
Not today, Satan. Biden is expected to sign an executive order designed to address the trauma inflicted on children by active shooter drills in schools. Wait, okay. As well as tackle the threat of machine gun conversion devices, which are already illegal in the NFA. I added that part. They are small devices that can be made with 3D printer and turn a handgun into a fully automatic weapon, which is against federal law, has been for 90 years. The actions are timed to this week's 1-year anniversary of Biden's creation of the first ever Office of Gun Violence Prevention, which he launched in part to identify additional ways to tackle gun violence from the executive branch without Congress. That last part, without Congress. They've been running amok without Congress for the last freaking 2 years.
Yes, they have. Yep.
God.
So, they've reined in the whole, Chevron thing, but they got to rein in this executive order, executive action stuff. And this goes for both sides because
absolutely
it gets to the point of being ridiculous because we watched when Trump was president, he signed a bunch of executive orders himself. And then immediately upon taking office, Biden comes in, writes executive orders that undoes all the executive orders from the last 4 years and then starts writing his own. And then I fully expect the next president to come in and do the same thing. It's this endless cycle. And so this is one of those things that the communists make fun of us for. And look, I wouldn't change the way we do things. I mean, I would change the way we do things. But
I would change a few things.
The basic tenets of our republic are sound. As far as governments go, they don't get any better, in my opinion. It's just we have to deal with the flaws of being human. Right. But the communists like to make fun of us because we have no consistency in policy. Every 4 years, our foreign policy, domestic policy, economic policies change wildly. And so they know they can see these windows of opportunity to attack us and to cause us problems using that weakness of us changing administrations. So, and we're not the only ones. I mean, the parliamentary system does this as well. I mean, you even have more like we go through this every 4 years, right? But certain governments go through it whenever they hold a vote of no confidence. And so they can just keep throwing their government out. And the communists think this is funny because there is no consistency in what we do. And so
could you imagine?
We need to figure out a way to address this because it is reaching the point of being just absolutely ridiculous. And it's reaching a point of all this stuff getting more ridiculous as time goes on when our enemies are becoming more powerful, i.e. China. Right.
Could you imagine being one of the despotic regimes across the globe? Then every 4 years, it's like, okay, so we've got a good action. We finally figured out the administration in the United States, and son of a, it's 4 years again. Damn it!
You're on a terrorist list. Oh, now you're off of it. Now you're on.
Now you're off. Now you're on. Now you're off. Oh my God!
Hey, here's $4 billion terrorist state. Nope, we're taking that away. We're gonna hit you with some more sanctions. Nope, here's some more money. Nope, we're gonna hit you with sanctions.
Oh my God! Like keeping the world on its toes, Tim. Keeping the world on its toes. That's what we're here for.
So I don't want a communist regime in the United States, but we got to figure out a way to rein in this nonsensory of people just abusing power. Right. Anyway, so let's keep going. A little bit.
Smidgen, yeah. So now I got 2 more for us. This is number 4. So this is all about utilizing the office of the presidency and the executive branch to further the political campaign of one of the members of that branch. This is number 4. The joint Biden-Harris appearance. See that? How Biden and Harris together.
They're trying to connect them. Not supposed to do that.
They aren't connected, but they might be connected. We'll see what happens. I don't know. What day is it? What's the weather?
This sounds good. We're going to connect them unless it goes south, and then we're going to deconnect them.
And then we're not. One of a handful since the president turned his reelection campaign over to her in July. That's so fruitful. Turned it over to her in July. He so peacefully and lovingly said, "Here you go, sweetie. I built this for you." No, she's all over here like, "Tu brute."
She so joyfully handed over.
She's so joyfully. It was such a lovely, peaceful transition of secession. Yeah. There was nothing bad anyway.
You're out, mister. We're going to put you on Mount Rushmore. Now get out of here.
Now get out of here. So it was so peaceful, though. It was so lovingly. They will highlight Harris's role overseeing the White House of Office of Gun Violence Prevention. It also provides an opportunity for her to lean into her leadership on an issue.
Uh-oh. They're making her the czar of gun violence prevention until it backfires.
Yeah, until
that won't
changes.
Be the czar. Yeah.
You know, didn't she lean into the border? Can we lean into that one? Because she was never involved in the border. That's what they told me. No. Ever. Never.
Hey, every executive action that gives Kamala Harris more responsibilities, I'm in favor of, because she doesn't do anything. She is completely inept at her job, and that's a good thing. So just let her sit over there, give her more instructions to do things that she can't possibly do because she's a complete idiot. She'll just sit there and make word salads.
With the exception of the presidency. I'm down for the next 40 days.
Yeah, I don't want her in the White House. No.
I don't want her in the White House. I want her the next 40 days. You sit over there with glue and crayons in the corner and make paper mache.
Yeah. You go fix the gun problem, gun czar. You go over there now, and there you go.
Figure it out.
Play with that.
Figure it out.
No sharp objects. Yeah.
So here's the thing this is where they snuck this one in at the end, and this is the part I really don't like, Tim. This is the part where you're like, oh, that was a lot of fluff and a whole much ado about nothing. And then you read this and you go, I don't like that. This is number 6. Federal departments and agencies will also announce a range of additional executive actions, including some related to the whole bipartisan thing. Other actions will focus on safe storage of firearms, implementation of red flag laws, funding for community violence intervention programs, and improvements to the background check system, among other moves. They are going to extrapolate and expand upon what the Bipartisan Safe Communities Act gave them. Thank you, John Cornyn and Tom Tillis, because now they're going to make the executive bureaucratic state even worse for gun owners. Yay.
Yeah. I'm glad they put in those protections, though.
Love they did that. That due process protections, man, it was a hard sell, but we got them done.
Now, this sounds an awful lot like it's sticking its toe in the waters of Chevron deference.
Ooh, does it now?
Does it not? I mean, they're going to keep going back to this law and looking for new ways that they can impose executive actions that are going to change. I mean, an executive action can't carry the weight of law. It can't carry new penalties. So what exactly are they going to do with this? They're going to announce a bunch of, well, we strongly suggest you lock your gun up. We strongly suggest states pass red flag laws. We're going to free up some money for this cause, but can they really do anything is what I want to know.
Well,
I don't think they can. But they're going to try.
They can't really make laws and have penalty of laws. However, the ATF has been on a little binge of kind of making up laws whole cloth with penalties. So
they've been silent on that for a little while.
For a minute. Yeah, because an election year, which is unusual that they would put this last piece in. But this is about Harris and the peaceful secession of power.
Well, this is what she thinks
great she is.
She wants, and she's an idiot. So, yeah.
Well, that's true. But that's what we got. So we're going to find out more for you guys. So just stay tuned. So make sure you hit the subscribe button.
Exactly. And thanks for watching. And we will talk to you guys soon.